is Deb. I'm sharing my recent stay at Crescent City, California, Lighthouse Cove RV Park in Del.Norte County, California, which borders Oregon and is along the Pacific Ocean. It's the furthest north you can go in California. I'm pulling into Crescent City here, and it's all the tourist trappings when you come from the south entrance. This is Highway 101, and to the left was the harbor, and to the right was hotels, restaurants, and all the tourism trappings. And this is some of 101 still of the downtown area, and it's an older town. You can always expect gray skies and fog and cooler temperatures, lots of mist and dew and rain. Now here's a look at the Lighthouse Cove RV Park, and as you can see, the ground is wet. It had rained, and it was quite a downpour, but I really enjoyed it. And this was early October of 2025. All the sites are gravel. They're all full hookup, and there's 91 spots, as I showed in the RV park information details at the beginning of the video. They can accommodate all sizes of RVs, and there are no age restrictions at this RV park. They actually have 28-day stays, and when I asked about it, I think it was $885. I could be wrong. You would have to call the RV park and check that information for yourself if you wanted a long-term stay. There was quite a bit of spaces open during this time frame. However, I have seen in the past during the summer that this place is fully booked, and people book in advance, especially around 4th of July, because Crescent City is one of those places that people from the inland valleys flock to for 4th of July celebrations, because you can blow off fireworks and there's lots of festivities. It's one of my favorite places to be on 4th of July, and there's a lot of these wood carvings all over the town. I used to live in Crescent City. I lived there for many years. I was a community garden manager for the health clinic and SNAP education program, where I would teach organic gardening to those utilizing the community garden. And I was very active in that lifestyle and that community when I lived in Crescent City. And that's why my YouTube channel is called Del.Norte Deb. This is Del.Norte County here in Crescent City, and one of my favorite places to be. And I'll probably return to living there when I'm ready to settle down. Now here's the estuary that is alongside the RV park. And I can't even remember the name of the creek. I will insert it up in the top right corner, the name of the creek that the ocean connects to. And there were seagulls, and then there's this white herring out there, and then there was a log with a crow on it. So I found that to be very interesting. The tide was coming in, and my RV spot was backed up to this estuary, so I had this view. And that building behind there is a community center, and there's lots of community events that happen in that building. And over in that same area is called Front Street Park, and there's a community swimming pool over there too, where there are swimming classes, swimming events, and then free use. Now here is another side of the RV park. You walk over the berm, and you have this little beach area right here, and the harbor off to the left, and then the mountain range along Del.Norte County there in Del.Norte County. And that mountain range is loaded with redwood trees. Del.Norte County is the last county with redwoods. There are no other redwoods north of Del.Norte County. And I was just enjoying a peaceful morning, watching the fishing boats out there gathering fish. There is crabbing, rockfish, herring, and some other kinds of fish. I don't know all the things they fish for there. And here is the same bay there with the lighthouse off in the distance at sunset that evening, with the stream that goes into the estuary there. It's a very peaceful place to stay. I was able to hear the foghorn at night and all of the birds. And when high tide came in and the waves got bigger, I could hear waves crashing. I highly recommend Lighthouse Cove RV Park if you want to be right on the ocean and have all the stunning features of the ocean. Crescent City to me is a very peaceful place. I will admit there is a lot of homelessness and drug activity, drug use in this area. And I'm not passing any judgment on anyone. There are a lot of people suffering with drug addiction and disease. And so you will see some of that activity when you're out and about in Crescent City. And I know that some of the reviews on the RV park have mentioned that before. But I think that's prevalent everywhere you go. But this video is not about that. Here we are at Dirt Beach, which is the first beach that you access from the very south entrance into Crescent City. And it was a rainy day, no sunshine this day, but the next ocean scene I'm sharing will show sunshine because the following day we had some sun. And I'm just giving you a 360 view here. Just beautiful, so peaceful. Lots of waves coming in. I love the sound of the ocean. It really is peaceful to me. I have another video I uploaded to this channel of this ocean here and of the sunny day with the lighthouse in the background, which is Battery Point Lighthouse, and it's a lighthouse that can only be accessed at low tide, and you have to be careful. You have to know the tides, and you can pick up tide charts in many locations throughout Crescent City. It's really important to know the tides, especially if you're going out to the lighthouse, because if high tide comes in and you're out on the at the lighthouse island, you're trapped there, and they've had to send rescues, helicopter, and they've had to send rescues before to get people off of the island and some of the rocks out in the ocean that you can access at extreme low tides. I didn't spend a lot of time recording the RV park and its amenities. It's very basic. There's bathrooms with showers and toilet stalls. There's a laundry room that does not take quarters. It only takes a debit or credit card, and it's pretty typical for an RV park. The office staff is friendly. This RV park is owned by the Crescent City Harbor District, and yeah, so I just, it's an RV park. How much, I just didn't want to spend a lot of time focusing this video on that. I really wanted to capture the thing I love most about Crescent City, which is the ocean, the beaches. It's a really good area for beaches. Crescent City Beach gets surfers, so that's nice. There's Pebble Beach and Castle Beach, which get a lot of pebbles. And the pebbles are tumbled by the ocean, so they're rounded and smooth, and a lot of them look like they came out of a rock tumbler, which is so amazing how the ocean does that. You can also find agates, and it's also a good place to find sand dollars. Now, here's a little tip, a pro tip. Sand dollars are best found as low tide or as high tide is going out, because it will leave the sand dollars higher up on the sand, and they're easier to find at that point. So this is definitely a place I will return to someday and live. This is my favorite place in the entire world. There's the lighthouse. It's called Battery Point Lighthouse. And there was a tsunami in 1964 where the waves almost overtook that lighthouse. It came up pretty high on the island, and the waves did go into the town, and there were some fatalities and lots of damage in 1964. And that kind of stuff can be researched on YouTube and other websites about the history of Del.Norte County. Alright, for the rest of the video, I'm just going to let you enjoy this beautiful view and listen to the ocean sounds. I really appreciate you hanging out with me. I have more videos of my travels coming up. I also have some cooking videos coming up of cooking while traveling in a tiny space. So please consider subscribing to my channel. I really would appreciate that. It costs you nothing, and it means the world to me. Give me a thumbs up if you would. Alright, catch you on the next video. Bye-bye.